they appear to focus most of their effort on the face, and everywhere else is an afterthought. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. Today with a figure unboxing, though as you can see the figure has been partially unboxed by the seller I purchased the figure from. So this always happens when you purchase a bootleg figure. Yes, this is a bootleg, more on that later on. Whenever you purchase a bootleg figure from Chinese websites like Taobao, they would remove the figure from the box and flatten the box this way. And then they ship the figure in a typical brown carton box with this whole thing sitting inside, presumably to save on shipping cost by cutting down the box size. So you better pray that the figure does not arrive broken in any way, right? And this is low quality blister plastic, not as good as the genuine figures packaging. Anyways, bootleg figure. The last time I made a video on this topic was more than a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and I did mention in that video that there will be part 2, part 3 to come. More videos to come. Today is part 2. So this Asuna Ichinose currently does not exist among the genuine figure brands, but I am going to call this a bootleg because most likely this is based off an existing garage kit from Japan. You know, the limited ones they sell in Wonder Festival or Comic Cat. I suspect that it is one of those recast garage kits, but they made it into PVC figure at a low cost instead. There are two possibilities over here. Either this is a bootleg of an existing GK from Japan, or it is a bootleg of an existing third-party resin figure from China itself, right? It is not uncommon for the Chinese to bootleg the Chinese themselves. So here we go. This is what the box looks like, and this is difficult. Okay, let me open up this a bit. So one thing to note is that this box does not have any branding whatsoever. Like, who is the company manufacturing the figure? No idea, no clue who made this, right? Though in some sellers on Taobao, I have noted that this figure came from a brand called ADM. Yeah, just 3 alphabets, ADM, whatever that means. But anyways, the box quality is actually okay, kinda solid, right? Just that, yeah, the seller opens it up, and interestingly, the instructions on the back of the box, apparently it is not meant for those under the age of 18, even though this is not customable. I don't think it is. Not an edgy figure, but 18 plus only. Interesting. Okay, so I misplaced my knife earlier, so let me make use of this pair of scissors for now. And for some reason, a lot of these bootleg figures, the tapes they use to keep the plastic together, they have already turned yellow. Yeah, happens all the time. I'm not really sure what to say, because this base over here, yep, they had to cut cost, right? This thing is $25, but this base over here reminds me of the clear plastic disc base that genuine figures use to demonstrate their prototypes. Very similar. So clear plastic base and not much else. I'm beginning to see why this figure is so affordable. The surface is not exactly very smooth to the touch. I don't think there are any protective coating on the paintwork, though you can always spray it yourself if you wish. I'm supposed to just put her on the base like this, and oh boy, the front of the figure looks great, but the back looks terrible. And the first problem I noticed immediately, the dress is floating in mid-air. It is way too short. Either the chair is too long or the dress is too short. And I am starting to see a lot of imperfections, especially on her hair at the back. And here we do have quite a bunch of... Wow, this is metal! Okay. So I'll just leave it here. This feels like the same kind of metal used to make cheap tripods, but I'm too afraid to bend it. Oh my god, did I break something? I was trying to bend it since it is metal. And here we have right, the heel is bent, but everything else, the paintwork looks okay, I suppose, for this price point at least. Where is this supposed to go? Is it her, her other leg? Or am I supposed to leave it on the ground? I think it is on the ground, right? Eh, uh, yep. So here's a major problem with this part. It is metal, but the stability isn't good. It is easy to knock it over, as you can see. Oh, this is not good. Yep, that extra shoe over there is supposed to be underneath her skirt, right? For her other leg, but I'll leave it here. And one last part. I'm going to leave the halo on her head for last, right? So that I don't accidentally break it. So here we have a violin. Oh, there is a groove over here for her violin, I see. Something like that, I suppose. Oh. This thing looks nice, but it just doesn't stay up and I'm too afraid to try to bend it any further. Oh, it is a nice fit. I was too afraid that it will not fit or it is too loose, but it fits in very nicely. Okay, so the height of this figure, including the base, would be around 25 and a half, right? 25.5 cm. Head height, not including the base, would be roughly 23, I suppose. The chains over here on her chest, it is a real metal chain. Alright, so this Asuna figure, first off, the stability test, which is terrible. This is like 1 out of 10, 0 out of 10. Okay, let's remove this and shake the figure. Yeah, this is terrible. This is like a 1 or 2 out of 10 for stability. To be expected. Oh my god. The figure is falling apart so quickly. Can I just jam it inside, in between the chest here or something? Like here? Just like how you normally do paizuri. Can I just put it here? Uh, leave it on the floor, whatever. So, the paint quality of this figure is guaranteed to look terrible, right? I mean, it is a bootleg figure. If I were to show you what the back of this figure looks like, you would be horrified because it is outright bootleg quality. The mold on the hair is pretty rough. Same thing for the dress. There are a lot of mold lines similar to the ones you'll see in price figures. And there are more things to complain about because the back of the figure is less important than the front of a figure. That is probably where they cut corners, right? But the one thing I want you guys to pay attention to is actually her face. So here is a close look of her face, and I would like you guys to let me know what you think about her face because in my opinion, it looks very good for a bootleg figure and it is probably the main salvation of this figure, the main selling point, right? And I believe I have brought up this point before in one of my figure news fix videos or maybe even a few times where I said that Asuna indirectly has only one eye, not two eyes, because her other eye is being concealed, being covered by her hair. So there is less chance for any figure brand, be it genuine or third party or bootleg, to get it wrong when it comes to her face. So this figure over here is the perfect example of that. And I think the face is like 80% there. The smile and everything, it is pretty much Asuna. Just that if there is one small improvement that I would make to her face, it is regarding her mouth. Where she is smiling, so you'll see this red color region surrounding her teeth, right? Red color paint or pink color paint. I wish that the red color region is a little bit thinner. It is a bit too thick. If the red color outlining around her mouth is a little bit thinner, then her face would be pretty much perfect. And you could even pass this off as a legitimate prize figure of some kind. I still feel that the latest Taito prize figures, the very best, right? The big ones, like the Marin Kitagawa I reviewed. Taito, what was the name again? T-Most. Taito T-Most Marin Kitagawa, be it the Lee's version or the Shizuku version, between that price figure and this Asuna, which is better? Taito is still better. I noticed that this Asuna figure is pretty popular online. Like, there are a lot of bootleg collectors who purchased this figure. Admittedly, I checked out all those user pictures and I was very curious because of how good the figure looked, which is why I purchased one. So now I get to showcase it to everyone with closer up looks from different camera angles so that you get a rough idea about how she looks like. I think this could be a very good base model for people who want to practice painting anime figures. If there are two things that I would like to change, not two things, a few things, right? It would be the hair can be improved upon. I think there is substantial work needed. Party work, right? Tamiya party and so on, just to remodel her hair a bit. And maybe there is some sanding work needed to get rid of the mold lines on her shoulder over here, for example. If there's one more thing that I would change besides her mouth, that would be the dress over here, right? So the blue color dress, in my opinion, the colors are a tad bit too oversaturated. I know that this complaint sounds weird coming from someone like me who loves vibrant and saturated colors on anime figures. I said that many times in my figure news videos as well. But I have also reviewed Max Factory's Ichinose Asuna before, more than a year ago, and the blue color on that figure looks really nice. This one is just outright oversaturated. If anyone could repaint it with a more diluted shade of the same blue color and add some shading, only this saturated color is reserved for the shading, for the weathering, while everywhere else a lighter shade, then this figure would look amazing. With top coat, protective coating of course. So this is one of those bootlegs where they appear to focus most of their effort on the face, and everywhere else is an afterthought. Now you know this Asuna figure exists, maybe you already do, just that after seeing this video, would you pick one up? I'll leave it to you to decide. Just that I don't support bootlegs, right? I will never tell people to go out and buy a bootleg over a genuine figure. I am a huge supporter of genuine licensed anime figures. I know that I talk about third-party resin figures every week, and sometimes I even encourage you guys to pre-order it if the figure looks exceptional. But guess what? 90% of my figure collection are genuine licensed anime figures. I mean, you just go through the figures I've reviewed on this channel, it is pretty clear that what I prefer, right? So this is mostly a curiosity and I wanted to make content for YouTube, which is why we have this video today. Let me know what you think about this Asuna figure. Remember that it is $25 and I would love to hear opinions. So until then, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for anime figure content every week, and to also stay tuned for part 3 of my bootleg series for this year, coming in December, I think. Yeah, so thanks a lot once again and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.